There we go. Took me a second. There we go. Here we go. Whenever y'all ready.
How does it feel to be here?
It feels amazing. Just being able to be invited, to be able to be here at this event. You know, there's a lot of people who wish they could be here, so you got to be able to be grateful for the position that you find yourself in.
When the injury happened, was one of your first thoughts like, oh no, am I not going to be able to do All-Star? Did
Yeah.
that even cross your mind?
I mean, yeah, that definitely crossed my mind. So I just had to make sure that I was taking my time and making sure I was being very, very focused on making sure I'm taking care of my body, taking care of my mind, and making sure I'm getting back from my nose.
Saw a couple of pictures of you, of your journey here. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it was being able to just came in with the Mavs facility team. There was a lot of people who hopped on the plane. There was a lot of people there who supported me, who's been able to help me get to this spot, and I'm grateful for them. I was there with Nico. I was there with our PR people. We were there from our media people. We were there with our photographers. We were there with everybody. My mom. Being able to know I have my people who got my back with me just makes me feel that much more comfortable.
All-Star usually brings out all the stars, not just NBA, but all across. Is there anybody that you're kind of hoping, like, I hope to see this week?
I'd definitely say a Jurassic World character or a Jurassic Park character. I'd say that'd be a very you see a very you see a very big smile on my face if I did that.
Dereck, what would you say was your welcome to the league moment?
That's hard. When we were in Abu Dhabi after flying 14 hours overseas, then I get dunked on in one of the first games. So that's an NBA moment. Or just being able to just play in a different city every other day. So you got to be able to always have your bags packed and always be ready to play.
On the Mavs, who's one teammate you would not let drive your car?
That's a good question. Let me think about that. I'd say Luca, because he got so many cars, he just wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. That's what I'd say.
Does the All-Star break and being here, does this kind of provide an opportunity to reflect back on everything? I'm sure your rookie season feels like a whirlwind. Does it sort of be like, okay, here's what I've accomplished up to this point?
Yeah, it's kind of looking at it not like a halfway point, but almost. Just being able to kind of reflect on what I've done from game one to now, and just thinking about how can I improve going forward. So it's kind of just taking a second to catch your breath, get your bearings, and realize what you have to do moving forward.
What are the things you're most proud of when you look at up to this point of your rookie year, and what are some of those things where you're like, okay, these are what I want to try to get better at for the
Being able to be a starter as a rookie, being able to be an impactful player, help and impact winning, being able to earn my teammates' respect and trust, and just being able to go out there and laugh with one another and have fun. That's definitely been something that I've loved, and that's the main thing. That's why I love my job. I want to get better at being able to just be more effective on the offensive end and being able to be more of an impact so that not all the focus is on Luka and Kai, so that they can have some possessions off so that they can save their breath for later on in the game.
Dereck, LeBron's going to play in his 20th All-Star game on Sunday. Being around Clutch, and I'm sure you've heard stories about the kind of work he's put in, but what is that? What kind of message does that send to the younger players in this league about the potential for these careers that span 15, 16, 17 years?
You got to just think about how he takes care of his body. How he's always focused and he's always working on his body. There's always clips and little tweets out there about how much money he spends on his body, how much time he spends on his body. So you got to be able to think about that and be able to be focused. I'm 20 years old and he's in his 20th All-Star. So he's been playing basketball for pretty much the entire time I've been alive. And just being able to see how he's been able to be this consistent throughout his career, you got to be able to learn from it and to be able to take things from it.
Working with Rich and your team at Clutch and being, I saw your Lakers games last year, playoffs and stuff like that. Have you heard any stories, like crazy stories about how he's been able to kind of do this? And is there anything that you've seen in competing against him where you're just like, to your point, like this dude's been playing your entire life?
When it comes to him playing through injuries, when it comes to him figuring out the game plan of what they need to do against teams to going up against him. I've heard a lot of stories of him being able to just sit there, watch film, and really study the game of basketball of each player. And then going out on the court, you can really tell how he can dissect the game and figure out where's the right play and where the ball should go.
Does it change what you think your potential is for the length of your career?
I'm not comparing myself to LeBron, but you got to be able to just learn from him. You got to be able to pick his brain. You got to be able to learn from how he reads the game and how he's been able to just pick apart the defense and being able to just find the right shot.
Growing up, did you watch the All-Star game?
course.
Particular moments that kind of jump out to you?
You see, I started watching basketball a little later in my age, if you could call it. I'd probably say like the most memorable moment for me is the 2016 slam dunk contest. You know, I feel like that's where everybody, even at home, was standing out of their seats. Like, wow, he just did that. So, you know, I'm just excited to see what this year's dunk contest and three-point contest got in store.
There's a ton of energy and momentum behind the Mavericks right now after those trades. Did you guys feel that? When did you start feeling that?
Game one. Being able to go out there and we had two new pieces who've never played with us before, and they fit in perfectly. You know, we're being able to we're starting to build chemistry, we're starting to build trust with our new teammates, and we're already on a 6-game run. So we know coming back from this All-Star break, we're going to be able to get in the gym, we're going to be able to get our schemes down, get our game plans down, and be able to move forward and get some dubs.
How bummed were you that you couldn't do the Philly trip?
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was funny because my surgery was the day of the Philly game.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was going to have a lot of people there. I was going to have a lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of people who've been a part of my journey there. But, you know, I got to be able to make sure I take care of my body. You know, I'm going to be in Philly eventually, so I'll be able to see everybody.
When you look back on your upbringing and like people always talk about how Philly like carries with them for the rest of their life. What does that kind of mean to you?
It's the East Coast hustle. You know, being able to there's a lot of things that's always going to be stacked against you. There's going to be a lot of things that's always pushing down on you. But you got to be able to push through it. You got to be able to shake by and be able to just carry and do the job that you need to do. You know, I feel like that's my dad taught me that, my mom taught me that, my grandma taught me that, and my aunts and my uncles.
Outside of Jurassic characters, are there any NBA legends that you're hoping to meet?
I hope to meet AI. I'd say AI would be a good one. He's always been one of my favorite players, and hopefully Shaq. You know, I feel like Shaq's going to be around here. That doesn't surprise me if he would. And you know, I feel like I've watched their game since I first started watching basketball. You know, just being able to watch their highlights and meeting them in person would just be a great moment.
And the last time I asked you about this, you had not had a chance to talk to Jason about his first experience and what he soaked up. Have you had a chance to? Did you ever talk to him about?
He just keeps telling me to just go enjoy yourself. You know, it's a lot of things going to be thrown at you. You're going to be in a lot of different positions, but you got to be able to enjoy yourself in a new world, in a new atmosphere. So yeah, that's what he told me.
Jalen Dern was here a couple minutes ago, and he talked about your AAU times, and he honestly threw some shade at you. He said when we were in 8th grade, Dereck could not walk and chew gum at the same time.
Oh no, he's right. He's right. I was like 6'7", I couldn't dunk.
Yeah.
So I had legs this big, and you know, it's just going up against him for years and years and years and years. He was stronger than me. He could jump higher than me. Well, you know, I got dunked on a lot of times, but it doesn't mean I would stop playing basketball. So I just kept grinding, I kept playing, and then we ended up winning Peach Jam.
Is it wild that you guys are both here now?
It's crazy. It was crazy because, you know, we were playing in the same AAU team, 2.5 years ago? And now we're both at the Rising Stars All-Star game. So it's being able to see how both of our paths have gone different ways has come back and they've crossed each other again.
When he was going through his rookie season last year and like making an impact, was that somebody that you're like, okay, like I guess how much did you follow that?
I definitely watched a lot of his games. He had a couple of 2020s last year. He had a lot of double-doubles. But, you know, he was always a beast in the glass. He was always a beast in the paint, tossing shots, and being able to dunk the crap out of the ball. I mean, watch my words.
Real quick, what's been that one welcome to the league moment for you so far? What's that one where it's like, yo, he got me?
I'd say Rudy. Rudy got me one in Abu Dhabi where he drop step dunked on me. I know you was watching that one. But, you know, I've been able to get my get back on him. But, you know, I'm not worried about getting dunked on because you got to be able to take the ball out and get to the next play.
So you're a high flyer, obviously. Who's the one guy that's high on your to-do list? Who's like the guy you're trying to bang on?
Let's say Jalen. Yeah.
With Jalen.
Jalen Dern. You know, just old teammates, old friends, just being able to just have that competitiveness and just have that going out there is just always having fun.
Fair enough. Who's the one guy in NBA history, past or present, you wish you could have been teammates with at one point?
That's a hard question.
Tough, but
That was a hard question. I would say AI. I was about to say Shaq, but I'm going to say AI.
Why AI?
You know, he was crafty. Everybody's going to focus on him, so that's going to be able to kind of just play off of him like I do Luka.
And then real quick, last one. What is one question that you've never been asked by a media member that you wish somebody would just ask you one day?
How's your day going?
How is your day going?
You know, I'm good. We are here at the All-Star game. I ain't eat yet, but we're going to here. We're having fun, and we're just meeting a lot of people. So, yeah.
Have you not eaten yet?
I woke up, came down here, and made sure I got here on time. That's all I'm going to say.
Appreciate it. Then one more. I forgot my bad.
Got you.
3 celebrities you'd want courtside at a Mavs game to watch you. Your ideal ones.
Let's do Baby, Meek, Lil Baby, Meek Mill, and Future.
Fair enough. Appreciate it. And last one, Mark Cuban, you guys 101. What's the final score?
2-11.
Yes, game 11, make it take it. Is he getting any buckets? Because I know he
I'll give him. He can shoot. I'll give him shoot. I'll give him 2 shots because I'll disrespect it. I'll give him 2 shots
out of respect.
out of respect.
Very nice.
And then I'll go back and dunk.
So
and dunk
11-2
and
final
dunk.
score.
Yeah, 11-2.
Fair enough.
Gotcha.
Appreciate it.
When you sort of look at the impact you've been able to make right away, what do you most like attribute that to as far as coaches, teammates, system? What,
Coach Sweeney, Tyson Chandler, and just being able to have my teammates' trust. You know, there's a lot of things that's going to happen on the court that wouldn't happen if we didn't help the helper or if we didn't X out and then wheel over to the other corner. It really just comes down to a lot of communication and a lot of, if I do this, I know the player behind me is going to do what he needs to do.
Hey, Dereck, what's going on, man? LeBron, he's been hooping since the Stone Age. What's your earliest memory of him?
Oof. I feel like the Heat was like the first time I watched him on the Cavs, but I was really too young to remember that. Whenever he was on the Heat with him, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh, that was really the time I was like, oh, so that's Bron.
He's different. That was the scariest version of him.
Yeah, they was going at the rim.
Let me ask you a question. A former defensive player of the year that you really want to dunk on? Could be past the present.
Dikembe.
Oh, all
Dikembe.
right. Give him the finger wag. I hear that. All right, cool.
Greg D, can you look at this camera? And I know we did this yesterday, but a message to the MFFLs
Gotcha.
that got you here, or
So what is this, All-Star Practice Media? What should I say?
Rising Stars.
Rising Stars.
practice.
Gotcha. What's up, everybody? It's Dereck Lively II here. We're at Rising Stars Media at practice and reaching out to the Mavs fans. Thank y'all for supporting us. Please stay tuned. It's going to be a great weekend. See y'all soon. Ooh, one take wonder.
Luka Doncic story, go first.
It's hard. Him kicking the ball from the other end of the court and going in. Him throwing a behind the back half quarter. In game when I think it was the Nets game where he just slung it and he kissed off the backboard and in. Just him being 24, 25, and he acts like a 13-year-old. So it's hilarious, just his personality and his character.
Toughest European you've had to guard in the league so far?
That's hard. I'm gonna say Luka. That's what I'm gonna leave it at. I'm not gonna give any more.
What's his favorite European soccer team?
Argentina. It's the only one I know. It's the only one I know. I don't even think that's European. That's not European. Yeah, it's not. Got you. It's international. Yeah, I was thinking, they cooked us. They cooked us.
One of the things that Nico said the other day on the radio is that your nose is broken in 3 different places.
Yeah, yes it was.
So what was your reaction when you found that out?
I think I hit pretty hard.
Yeah. You finished the game, which
Yes.
is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I felt my nose was throbbing the whole time, but you got to go out there, put the little thing up your nose, and go hoop.
Okay.
And we went out there, got a couple stops, couple rebounds, and then that one lob to finish the game. So that was an amazing time. It was a lot of energy. I loved the energy of the crowd, the fans, everybody in there was having a great time. It was a great game.
That kind of complicates your comeback, right? Because you had to actually have a procedure.
Yep.
So can you actually point to where?
So it was mainly here. There was one in the top, and I think there was 2 on the right side. So everything kind of just shifted over. Yeah, it was nasty. But
Dereck, what's your favorite throwback jersey of all time?
I love the old Sixer jerseys. I have the old I have the old Malone jersey in my closet. That's on top of everything. So I always see that whenever I go into my closet. Old school,
Not
yeah.
the blacks, yeah.
No, old school for sure.
Dereck, you got 2 Aussies on your team now, Josh and Dante. What have they told you about Australia so far?
They're not my first Australian teammate. I have Tyrese Proctor as well. So it's being able to have all those Aussies they're always bringing a different type of energy, different type of athleticism, and they always bring a different type of concept to the game because they've been taught the game a little different way.
Dereck, what's one former player from Dallas that you would have loved to play with?
Dirk or Tyson. Gotcha.
Thank you.
Have a good one.